Hey, fourth hour. Just a quick overview today of irony as we had a snow day, and so that puts us a little bit behind. And so since we're working with fourth graders on Thursday, the block day, we missed the chance to learn about irony, so it's important that you watch and understand this quick video so you can implement irony in your own short story. So I want to talk about the three different types of irony. Oftentimes people get these confused or don't realize that there are different types of irony. So situational irony is the first type, and this is what usually people are referring to if they say something is ironic. It's when something happens that is the opposite of what you expected. So a funny example is if a fire station were to burn down, you would have the logical expectation that they are experts in preventing fire or combating fire. Therefore, when the station burns down, it is the opposite of what you expect to happen, which would have been that they would have saved their building from fire. Verbal irony is the second type, and this is usually when a person says something but they mean something else, and this is often sarcastic. Sarcasm is the most common form of verbal irony. In addition, the last type of irony, and my personal favorite type of irony, is dramatic irony. This is when the audience has really important information that the characters in the play or the story do not have. So if you know that scary movie scene when you know that the killer's in the closet, but the person's walking towards the closet anyway, and you're just screaming like, no, don't go in there. That is dramatic irony. It's excellent at creating tension, and is a really effective thing to maybe include in your climax if you're considering using dramatic irony. So I want to watch a couple of short videos, and I want you to guess as to what kind of irony is being exemplified. So here's our first one.
Oh, I don't know why, but I've always loved the idea of summer and sun and all things hot.
Really? I'm guessing you don't have much experience with heat.
Nope. But sometimes I like to close my eyes and imagine what it'd be like when summer does come. Bees will buzz, kids will blow dandelion fuzz, and I'll be doing whatever snow does in summer. I drink in my hand, my snow up against the burning sand, probably getting gorgeously tanned in summer. I'll finally see a summer breeze blow away a winter storm, and find out what happens to solid water when it gets warm. And I can't.
All right, so now you've seen Olaf singing about summer. Of the three types of irony, which do you think it is? Take a guess. Right, hopefully you said that Olaf experienced dramatic irony because we as the audience are aware that in warm weather, snow is going to melt, and that he will essentially cease to exist in summertime, but poor Olaf has no clue, no idea. He's just excited about the idea of summer. Okay, here's this next example.
I have to say, I slept splendidly. Granted, not long, but just deeply and well. I'm not surprised. A well-known folk cure for insomnia is to break into your neighbor's apartment and clean. Sarcasm? You think? Granted, my methods may have been somewhat unorthodox, but I think the end result will be a measurable enhancement to Penny's quality of life.
You know what? You convinced me. Maybe tonight we should sneak in and shampoo her carpet.
You don't think that crosses a line?
Yes. For God's sake, Sheldon, do I have to hold up a sarcasm sign every time I open my mouth?
You have a sarcasm sign?
No, I do not have a sarcasm sign.
All right, so we see the comedic relief with this use of irony. Yes, that should be verbal irony if you didn't already guess. Leonard is extremely sarcastic, and what makes that scene funny is that Sheldon is completely immune to verbal irony. He does not pick up on sarcasm well, and so that's kind of what creates the humor there. All right, I don't want to have an example for situational irony. I have a brief overview via TED Ed that I think is a really great explanation of situational irony and how we consider it. It's often very tricky of the three, the most tricky to understand. So let's watch this short video over situational irony.
Picture this. Your friend and you are watching a sitcom, and the sassy sidekick walks into a room carrying a 4-tiered wedding cake. He trips, falls, and face plants into the cake. Your friend doubles over with laughter and says, "So ridiculous! So ironic!" Well, quick, what do? Do you laugh along with the laugh track and let this grievous misinterpretation of irony go? Or do you throw caution to the wind and explain the true meaning of irony? If you're me, you choose the latter. Unfortunately, irony has been completely misunderstood. We tend to throw out that term whenever we see something funny or coincidental. And while many examples of true irony can be funny, that is not the driving factor of being ironic. A situation is only ironic if what happens is the exact opposite of what was expected. If you expect A, but get B, then you have irony. Let's take the slapstick cake situation as an example. When someone walks in, precariously balancing something that shouldn't be carried alone, trips, falls, and makes a mess, it is funny, but it's not ironic. In fact, you probably expect someone who is single-handedly carrying a huge cake to trip. When he does, reality aligns with expectations, and so that is not irony. But what if the sassy sidekick walked in wearing a gold medal that he'd won at the cakewalking event at the Atlanta Olympics in 1996? What if that sidekick was a professional cake carrier? Then, maybe there would have been a reasonable expectation that he would have been more skilled when carrying a ridiculously large cake. Then, when that reasonable expectation was not met by the tripping sidekick, irony would have been exemplified. Another example.
All right. So hopefully you're able to understand the 3 types of irony from this short video. And of course, as always, let me know if you have questions. Thanks for watching.